Good afternoon and welcome to the People's Voice on VOP TV, where we amplify the concerns, stories, perspectives, and voices of Nigerian citizens with details on analysis on matters arising. My name is Adefunke Jaisimi, and today's focus is on Peter Obi's coalition conundrum, Labour Party's plan, and Tinubu's ministerial scorecard. But first, we're tackling some of the most pressing issues facing our nation at the moment, and we are starting with the growing sense of unease and insecurity that's gripping our country. The recent surge in terrorism attack in the Northeast has sent shockwaves across the nation, and it's imperative that we address this issue with the urgency and seriousness it needs, because the Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, and the Nigerian Senate have taken a bold step by calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to take immediate action to stem the tide of violence and restore peace to the region. Their emphasis on an intelligence-driven military response free from political interference, I think that is the highlight of every suggestion they've come up with. Intelligence-driven military response free from political interference. It's, of course, a welcome development, and we hope to wake up to a Nigeria free from threats of insecurity someday soon. But what do ordinary Nigerians think about these issues? Our correspondent Matthew Ogwasuada hits the streets to get the pulse of the nation, and we would be sharing their reactions and concerns. As we grapple with the security challenges, we must also acknowledge the economic and social challenges that are weighing heavily on the minds of many Nigerians. The cost of living crisis, unemployment, and poverty are just a few of the issues that require urgent attention from our leaders. It's a complex web of challenges that demands a comprehensive and multifaceted response. But today, as we navigate these complex issues, we'll also be shining the spotlight on the political landscape. The star boy, Peter Obi, his recent comments on coalition and opposition have sparked a lively debate, with analysts arguing and some having a wonderful discussion in their words as to what the projections are for 2027. And today we also explore the implications of his words for the Labour Party's strategy and fortunes. The party's ambitious drive to register 10 million members ahead of its national convention is a significant development for many, and that warrants close scrutiny and re-examine the intent of its 2023 presidential flag bearer, that's the star boy, Peter Obi. Furthermore, we will be reviewing the performance of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ministers, assessing their strengths and weaknesses, and evaluating the impact of their policies on the lives of ordinary Nigerians. This is a critical exercise that will help us understand the effectiveness of the government's policies and identify areas for improvement. As we embark on this critical examination of our nation's challenges and opportunities, we invite you to join the conversations by call in or text on 090-447-32605, or tweet us using the hashtag People's Voice on VOPTV, or do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Voice of the People Television. Follow us across all social media platforms at VOPTV Live and make your voice heard. It's time to get real and engaged on People's Voice, so sit back, relax, let's take a short break and get the street reaction, and come back to dive deeper into these issues. Stay with us.
level of insecurity, let's talk about feeding the nation, the masses. The masses are suffering. We are struggling. We are hungry. Leave insecurity. Feed us. Let this money circulate. Let us be well. Let us stand firm. Then we can secure ourselves. An hungry stomach is an angry stomach. Oh, person will never chop. You talk of security. If you feed them well, forget, it go secure the bag, secure the family, secure the nation. So the issue of insecurity doesn't matter now. The masses needs money, they need job, they need to be up and doing, they need to stand firm, they need to talk on their own, they need a voice for the nation. So this issue of the security or insecurity na last thing e dey for our agenda for now for Nigeria. Abeg, make e dey one side.
So if we look at it very well in this aspect of this security, these people that are coming to, maybe some of them are saying that they are coming from other countries, whether the Sahel, this and that. What are we saying? That we cannot even man our borders? How big is Nigeria compared to the other, like America and other countries? So if these people are infiltrating Nigeria, they are coming from other countries, can't we man our borders? Our borders are porous. Because if you are saying that these guys that are causing this mayhem in the north, especially in the north, if they are coming from other countries, according to them, why can't we man our border? Look at what Trump did the other time. He was saying that people are coming from Mexico, that he want to create a fence to block the Mexicans. So if we are saying that we want to really fight this insecurity, if we are sincere, we have borders with other countries which we suspect that they might be the one coming to come and commit this havoc. Why can't we man this border very well, put the right people in that place, put enough security in that place to make sure we prevent this occurrence of people, influx of people into the country? That is what I see. Then the issue I have just said, that if there is what we call monitoring and evaluation. When you budget money, because I can remember the other time when Dasuki was arrested, when they said the money that was meant to buy arms for the armies were not shared between some of them that was arrested, was accused then. So you look at it, I believe such thing is still happening. So if we look at it, all these service chiefs and whatever their names, let them really go in into their normal procedures, that they can, when you buy weapons, give them, make sure these weapons are given to the right people. Don't use it to trade, because I have read several times that some of all these military men, according to them, that they normally sell ammunition to even the terrorists. So if we are sincere with ourselves, there's nothing that you look at what the other countries are doing. When they fought ISWAP, ISIS, they were decimated. So what is Boko Haram that they cannot decimate?
Trump have said it yesterday, blasted the proposal, the president of South Africa. He said it yesterday. I've been watching it live yesterday. He said it. The leader in Africa relax. They only relax. He don't care for the citizen. But if it's not your own, as this insecurity is happened, I didn't mean they are kidnapped the governor or President Peking. It have been stopped. This insecurity will have been stopped because they are not kidnapping. It's an ordinary person in the street killing. And we listen to what the Governor Tom said to people meet to Buhari the last time. That's the herdsmen, they are killing people. What Buhari said to him, that is, learn how to accommodate your brother. Let the military do their job. Nigeria military is a fantastic military before in the whole Africa. Now South Africa take over. Nigeria military cannot be found again. It's the best in the whole Africa. We are the one fight for Africa to get their freedom.
As we've heard from citizens, insecurity needs to be tackled with sincerity, intelligence, and local involvement. But beyond insecurity, the government needs to address other issues related to unemployment, poverty, and infrastructural development that continues to fuel unrest in the country. Without this, peace may remain unstable and progress elusive. But with this, the nation is moving forward towards developmental efforts. Matthew Ogunswada, reporting for Voice of the People TV.
That's it. Thank you very much, Matthew Oguswada. Many thanks to our viewers for staying with us on The People's Voice. It's time to shift the focus to the Labour Party's position amid coalition talks and Peter Obi's comments ahead of the year 2027 elections. And some of his comments are talking about the coalition's purpose. Peter Obi emphasized that the coalition's primary goal is to fight against bad governance, hunger and poverty in Nigeria rather than seeking personal political position. In another statement, he talked about, he denied the position of being a VP. He denied that the report suggesting he had agreed to be Atiku Abubakar's running mate in the 2027 elections, stating that his focus is on the coalition's mission, not personal ambition. In another statement, he was talking about his commitment to the coalition, reaffirming his commitment to the coalition, highlighting its potential to bring about positive change in Nigeria's governance. And finally, prioritizing Nigeria's challenges. Peter Obi also stressed that the coalition should focus on addressing Nigeria's pressing issues such as education, health, and poverty, rather than personal or political interest. I've been addressing him as the star boy so far because a lot of people are more interested in his position and where he's going to be tilting in all of these conversations, because yes, we understand the part of being an active member of the Labour Party regardless of what is happening in the party, but there's also the part of understanding that there is a generation that stands solidly behind Peter Obi, and those are the people in the obedient movement. But on its part, the Labour Party's National Executive Council has also made significant decisions that will shape the party's future. The party is set to hold a national convention within 90 days where an expanded national working committee will be elected. This move is aimed at repositioning the party and strengthening its structures. The convention will also provide an opportunity for the party to elect new leaders and set a new direction. Furthermore, the party has launched a nationwide drive to register 10 million members within 30 days. This ambitious drive is aimed to expand the party's reach and build a strong grassroots base. The party will also be issuing membership cards with unique identification numbers to its members. You know, a lot of people post the 2023 election talked about the presence in the grassroots, spoke about the influence of the Labour Party in some locations, and it looks more like the Labour Party is looking beyond the jamboree of the election that is gone and looking towards the 2027 and beyond, understanding that grassroots politics is very important, and the fact that they want to expand the numbers to about 10 million in 30 days. Yes, it's doable, but this is something that we hope to see come to pass soonest. But I'm not discussing this alone. I'm joined in the studio to discuss and analyze this development by VOP in-house senior analyst, Mr. Peter Anosike. Good afternoon, Mr. Peter.
Thank you for having me.
You were asking behind the scene why the new term star boy for Peter Obi. He has always been, he is still. There is nothing that you talk about in the news that doesn't get the attention of people when it comes to Peter Obi. If the ruling party wants to talk, even if they don't respond to everybody, they respond to everything that has to do with Peter Obi. So I think it's just natural for us to give him that title.
Well, I'm hearing the first time from you.
Okay, let's discuss the implications of these developments. Let's talk about Peter Obi's comments on coalition and his position, which has sparked a lot of debates. How do you think the Labour Party's decision will impact the opposition landscape, and what are the implications for Peter Obi's comment?
Well, for me, I want to say that what they want to do, what Nana Osman wants to do, is a waste of time.
Really?
Labour Party is a broken down vehicle that will not be repaired till after 2027.
Why did you say this?
The Labour Party is a broken down vehicle that cannot be repaired till after the election of 2027. So whatever anybody is trying to do in that party is whatever the caretaker committee wants to do in that party is a waste of time.
Then where is the place of opposition? Because if we say that PDP is going to grapple with all of the issues in their party and the Labour Party is also a broken vehicle, I think that it is fair for them to want to come up with a convention and re-strategize on how to build the party.
or the trouble in the Labour Party now will not end until after 2027. Or the trouble in PDP now will not end till after the election of 2027.
So what are you projecting for 2027? The ADC has come to say that there is no documentation, there is no evidence to say that the ADC is the SPV for the 2027 election that in terms of coalition. On the part of the SDP party, Adebayo has also come to say that whatever coalition conversation that is going on, El-Rufai cannot be the spokesperson and doesn't have the final say. So what are you proposing for the 2027 election?
So for me, there are 2023 presidential election was contested by 18 political parties.
Right.
So apart from SDP and ADC, there are still other political parties. So the truth is that, one, the critical committee of Labour Party want to do a membership drive, want to hold a convention, but in Anambra State, it is the candidate of Julius Abure that INEC recognized.
Yeah, true.
That's understand me. That's the candidate of the Abure faction.
Yeah, the Abure led.
Yes, that's George Morando by name. So then, if INEC is recognizing another faction, and you are trying to build something in another faction, it's a waste of time. So because that issue of who is the authentic chairman of INEC of the Labour Party had not been resolved.
But don't you think that the proposed convention might be a way to also reconcile the parties and?
No. They cannot be reconciled. Abure is on a mission to make sure that Labour Party is not repaired after 2027.
Initially, it was said that Apampa was on a mission to destabilize the Labour Party. Now,
all of them are in the same shoe.
So who exactly is left in the Labour Party that has the original vision and is driving the mission for that party?
So that's why I say that it's a broken down vehicle and will never be repaired till after 2027.
Well, interesting times ahead. But let's talk about the Labour Party strategy in coming months. How crucial will this be to determine its fortunes? Building a 10 million, having a election for 10 million members within 3 months, that's a lot of work. What do you think the party can adopt as strategy, and how will it engage the opposition parties, even if they don't have a strong candidate for the presidency, in case, stories change? But for other seats, they will have the governorship, they have House of Reps members, they have people in Senate. So, what strategies can they adopt?
For me, until the crisis is resolved, because most members of the obedience have no interest in the party. Most members of the obedience have lost their interest in the party. And mind you, 2022, APC said that they are going on a membership drive of 45 million. That was what APC said in 2022. That's a year before the election. But what Tinubu got was about 8-point-something million votes.
Okay.
So which means it wasn't a success.
That's like 20 to 22%.
Understand me? So all this, and right now, more people are telling people to leave on the party. Understand me? More people are telling him to leave on the party than those telling him that to stay. And I'm among those that saying that he is wasting his time in the party.
Okay, so if you join those that have said Peter Obi should leave the Labour Party, don't you think that Peter Obi is a significant member in that party, and his influence can actually help the party shape the structure, the already shaking structure?
As he cannot, because Julius Abure is on a mandate and nothing will stop him.
But the court has sacked Julius Abure.
You say?
The court has sacked Julius Abure.
And the INEC recognized his own governorship candidate in Anambra State.
But I mean, this is a new development. If this committee has come up now to say that regardless of what has happened or is happening, there is what we call in the Nigerian political scene this party supremacy. What if we're trying to put behind everything that had gone wrong or right, depending on who is affected, and deciding to sit on a table to agree on new terms on how to move the party forward?
I say it is not okay now.
Because Peter Obi cannot be taken out of the equation when it comes to being a force in the Nigerian political scene.
Let us start with what happened in Abia State during the local government election.
Okay.
Abia State has a 17 local government. ZLP won 15 local governments in Abia State. Labour Party did not even win a single one. That simply shows you that an ex-OT is no more interested in the party.
So is it about being interested in the party or not wanting to interfere?
No.
In the local government elections?
ZLP don't even have money to run a local government election. So it was...
you are not a member of the ZLP. You can't talk about how financially strong they are to run it's a local government election. Sometimes we've also had conversations on this table talk about the fact that if things were going properly, it doesn't have to be a lot of money for people to get involved in political games. So now if Alex Otti is the governor as a Labour Party candidate and the primaries of the local government elections happened and the Labour Party lost out, do you think that it's not about him not wanting to interfere in the process, in the electoral process?
A governor that is doing well and the members of his own party lost out.
Was he supposed to impose his...
A governor that is doing
well. Was he supposed to impose the members of his party?
Do you know that it is state INEC that organizes the local government
So are you
election?
saying that because the state INEC organizes it, the state governors are supposed to be able to manipulate the results of the elections?
Every state, no matter how bad the governor performs, wins all the local government elections in his state.
But for Alex Otti, even if... Let me agree with you.
He came from Britain or America.
Let me agree with you that maybe he lost interest in Labour Party.
It is members of the Labour Party that went and contested in ZLP.
So are you projecting that Alex Otti is moving to ZLP?
I'm from Abia State.
So what's your projection?
I'm not telling you what I don't know. It is members of the Labour Party that Alex Otti told go to ZLP and pick these tickets and contest.
So could this...
So those people, those structures are that of an ex-OT. The same thing
happened in Rivers State at the time.
In Rivers State.
Exactly.
Those APP were PDP members that Simi Fubra told go to the party.
APP to contest and you get the tickets.
So it's something. So that's in politics, you don't put all your eggs in one basket.
So now you've said two things. You've made it clear to us that the governor has influence over the outcome of the results.
Every governor controls his state INEC.
So just like Sim Fubara, Alex Otti's ZLP is his SPV for Abia State local government elections.
Everywhere. Even the worst performing governors still win all local government elections in their state because they appoint the state chairman of the electoral, understand me?
Yeah, the electoral commission.
Yes, so these guys have been careful. It's a game that is going on behind the scene. Understand? So in politics, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So what your next is to go and have a structure somewhere in case if this vehicle can no longer move. I think I have people somewhere. Understand me?
Okay, talking about not putting our eggs in one basket, let me digress a bit. Do you think that the situation in Oshi State is also about politicians not putting their eggs in one basket? We saw senators coming to declare support for Tinubu's second term re-election, and also there's the part of some APC stalwarts attacking Femi Gbajabiamila over his statement on how well the governor of Osun State, who is supposed to be a PDP governor, is doing in Osun State. So is this a general political thing?
Well, for me, mind you that PDP suspended the former Senate President Adolphus Wabara, that he commended the governor next Otti who is in a different party. So they say it is an anti-party.
Okay, it is anti-party to commend another governor in another party, but it is not anti-party to pick somebody from another party to come and act or serve in your own government.
So that's the thing. But for me, there's a difference between Adolphus Nwabara as the BOT chairman of PDP and Adolphus Nwabara as a human being. Because when you see somebody that is doing well and you commend him, you are commending him based on your personality,
right,
not on behalf of the party. So we should be able to distinguish between these two things. So I have not been to Oshun in the last 5 years. I cannot give an account of what Adeneke is doing. So, but Jabir Aminda has his reason for saying what he said.
Yeah, so you are saying now that these comments are usually based on personal perception, not about being a politician and all. But for the people in Lagos State, they believe that, oh, this is our state, this is an all progressive state, and I don't think there's always a chance for any other political party to breathe. And when people come up with criticism, it often sounds like an attack. So should we be able to take criticism the way we take compliments?
It takes an evolved mind, understand me, to accept criticism.
Criticism, yeah.
Understand me? In Lagos here, I'm not a member of APC. I don't like anything APC. Excuse me. But I appreciated what Ambode did. I know how this airport road was before Ambode became the governor. And now see how the airport, the international airport road is. I know how Iyanebaja road is. For you coming from Songo to Oshodi will take you more than 5 hours.
Then.
Yes, but now Ambode, so infrastructure, I gave it to Ambode as a person because I saw what he did. So commanding Ambode does not make me a member of APC.
And apologies. But I asked that question because we saw the interviews Dr. Daniel Bawala granted after his appointment saying that some of the comments he made was as an opposition and not necessarily the true reflection of what was happening in the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
That made him a sycophant. That makes him a sycophant. Even, or the better thing to say is that I wasn't well informed.
At the time.
At the time, understand me? I wasn't well informed. Now I have, I'm now better informed.
Yeah, like I have a better understanding.
Yes, sure. Well, that should have been a better thing that to say.
All right, let's come back to Labour Party. Let's come back to Labour Party, Peter Obi's home as at now. I mean, before we end the show, we might see breaking news, but right now, he's still a member of the Labour Party. And for me, I think the party's decision to reposition itself and strengthen its structure is a welcome development. I mean, till the end, you can never be too sure. However, there are potential challenges that the party may face in the process. But let me come to you again. What are the potential challenges and opportunities for the Labour Party as it embarks on this new path? And how can it capitalize on its strength to achieve its goal if it decides to hold on to the key players in the political scene?
For me, Labour Party, the people that made the Labour Party what it is, their interest is no more in the party. The people, and it is the obedience. The last time that we heard of Labour Party was in Ondo State, when Olusegun Mimiko used it to win the governorship. And mind you, when he used it to win the governorship, or the House members were PDP. Understand? That was after the
court rule against Agagu.
After Agagu now, yes. Agagu, the net Agagu. So he used it as a vehicle just to become governor, and after that 4 years, he abandoned it.
But he stayed in the party, at least as a governor.
I said after ruling under the party,
There was a Femi Pedro in Lagos that also used that vehicle. Unfortunately, he didn't win any election, but you can't totally say that the Labour Party is always quiet or silent or known.
So it is this obedience that resurrected it, because it was dead. Then obedience resurrected it.
He was fighting for life. I don't think it was totally dead.
It was dead. It was in ICU.
ICU, the same position that you have fixed PDP in right now.
PDP is an ICU. Labour Party is an IPU. Suffering from stage 4 cancer. Understand me? Suffering from stage 4 cancer. That's why I say it's a broken vehicle that can never be repaired. Because Nyesom Wike will never allow PDP to be strong in 2027. Abure will never allow Labour Party to be strong in 2027. Understand me? So everything will be resolved at the end of 2027 when their missions are either successful or not.
Well, thank you very much, but it's rather unfortunate that there are individual names that can be mentioned as to holding what matters in political parties and rendering them irrelevant, if that's the word to use. But it's time for us to go on a quick break. When we return, we'll come to talk about Tinubu's ministerial scorecard. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with the People's Voice on VOP TV. It's time now to shift our focus to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ministerial scorecard. As the president's appointees continue to work on implementing his policies, it's essential to evaluate their performance and assess their impact on the lives of ordinary Nigerians like you and I. Today, we'll be reviewing the work of the ministers, assessing their strengths and weaknesses, and evaluating the effectiveness of their policies. We'll also be looking at the challenges they faced and the opportunities they've seized. Let's evaluate 3 key ministries because, I mean, he has over 40 ministers. But to start with, on the show today, we'll be talking about 3 very important ministries that directly impact the life of the Nigerian masses and rate their ministers based on their performance. First is the Ministry of Power. The Ministry of Power plays a very important role in Nigeria's development as electricity is essential for economic growth and daily life. The Minister, Adebayo Adelabu, oversees the generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity in Nigeria. His task is to improve the reliability of power supply, connect more Nigerians to the grid, and also transition to renewable energy sources. On his part, Adelabu claims to have shown efforts to reform the power sector, but the results are yet to be fully realized. The larger population of Nigerian citizens still grapples with epileptic power supply, and the minister's performance it has to be judged by tangible improvements in electricity availability and reliability. And many Nigerians also argue about affordability. Let's move on to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. This ministry is vital for ensuring food security and developing the agricultural sector. For a lot of Nigerians, the policies, the progress, the scorecard, whatever you say you've done or whatever anybody outside the country has to say, whether IMF or whatever, it doesn't affect the regular citizens if we cannot access affordable meal. The minister, Abubakar Kyari, focuses on improving irrigation, increasing crop yields, providing agricultural inputs and finance for farmers, and developing agricultural value chain. On his part, he has also argued that he has initiated programs to boost agricultural productivity, but challenges persist, such as inadequate funding, infrastructure, and price control, which is a major challenge because a lot of people have argued, talking about the fact that, fuel prices have been fluctuating, but some of these transportation costs and logistics costs have not really gone down. And some people also say, these things come to us at this rate. As a matter of fact, there have been support from the government, but when you get to the market, you get to see business owners sell at whatever prices they choose. So price control has been a major challenge here. Its performance will also be evaluated based on the ministry impact on food security, access, and agricultural development. And the third ministry I want us to look at today is the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. This ministry is critical for public health policy, healthcare access, and overall well-being of the Nigerian people. The coordinating minister, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, oversees healthcare delivery, disease prevention, and health security measures. On his part, Pate has demonstrated commitment to improving healthcare, particularly in areas like maternal and child health. However, Nigerians still face significant healthcare challenges, including inadequate infrastructure and funding. The minister's success will also depend on tangible improvements in healthcare outcomes and access to quality care. Still with me in the studio to rate Tinubu's ministers is Mr. Peter Anosike. Good enough, he doesn't even like the All Progressives Congress, so I expect a very fair and distinct judgment. So, Mr. Anosike, what are the key metrics for evaluating the performance of the ministers to start with?
Well, when Tinubu was sworn in, he made one comment that people said that he should run a government of national unity. But that what he wants to run is not just a government of national unity, but a government of national competence. That's what Tinubu said, a government of national competence. And this is, we are in May. Just in a week now will be his 2 years in office.
Right.
Yes, which means half of the year is half of his tenure.
Yeah, it's like a midterm.
Yes. So the issue is this: you picked the critical sectors, but you left defense.
Yeah, tomorrow we are going to highlight all of these ministries. It's because of time.
So this is picking about a year ago. We were told that government wants to establish a platform where every Nigerian can kind of talk about each of the ministers.
Right.
That time I told them that it's a waste of time. Understand me? And as I speak, it's money gone down the drain because these ministers were not appointed based on competence. Understand? None of them was appointed based on competence. All of them were appointed based on sentiment.
So what are the key metrics that we use to evaluate their performances as ministers?
Now, one, power decisions come from the above. When the president is serious, everybody under him is bound to be serious. Understand me? When the president is nakadeskal, everybody under him is bound to be that way. So now, and I see governance as like a football team. And the coach puts people that's on the field, just like the president appoints ministers. But when the team is losing match, it is the president, it is the coach that is sacked, not the boys on the field.
I want us to be specific on how we can evaluate their performance. What are the key metrics, this or that? Okay,
one. The only minister that I can have sympathy for is Kiari. That's the Minister of Agriculture.
Okay, and
because
why?
You cannot farm on the air. There's insecurity everywhere in the country. Understand me? So whatever policy that he is bringing out cannot function because farmers cannot access their farms. So he has every excuses. For the power minister, you don't need to read paper or listen to radio to access him. You can access him right in your own room.
How?
When you put on the switch, if night comes or the minister is active, isn't it?
Right.
If he didn't come, he's not active. So you don't need that to go outside.
And if the light comes on and before you say Jack Robinson, 20,000 is gone, 50,000 is gone. For people that used to recharge about 5,000 naira when they newly got their prepaid meters and now have moved to 70,000 naira. So how do we now rate his performance?
When they were talking about availability, I said no. Affordability is very, very important. Having light 24 hours and you cannot afford it does not make any meaning.
But people have argued that even in other climes, power is not cheap.
But in the United States, they have a subsidy for no income earners. That's subsidy.
In a country like ours where we
I'm talking of the United States.
No, I'm going somewhere in a country like ours that we don't even have the data of the low income earners and the people that are earning well. We don't even know who the poorest are, because most times when there are special subsidies or in the interventions are coming, we say, oh, it's going to the poorest of the poorest, and we see all of these things going to a particular region, forgetting that other regions are suffering too.
No, there are only two people in Nigeria, the rich and the poor.
But the government doesn't understand that. Because if it's about the rich and the poor, then the poorest of the poor should even come to a lot of us.
Yeah. So you can easily assess or the power minister in your house. Because now power is not affordable, it's not stable. So you don't need any other metrics to say whether he is performing or not performing. And this is one thing that affects everybody in the country.
Yeah, because it affects productivity.
Everybody. And the only way for business to grow in the country is power. Because if there's stable power supply that's available, the vulcanizer, the barber, understand me, everybody will begin to get busy. Understand me? So, but it's not affordable. But
let's talk about the health. The
minister is not going to be sacked.
Is that what you think?
Because it will send a bad signal. That guy is the next governor for your state.
That's your projection. For Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he has said that on appointing these ministers, it wasn't an agreement of
it's a political statement.
Okay, it wasn't a 4-year agreement for him.
He wants to do good before the media. Did you see how Donald Trump messed the South African president up? He was there begging for deals. Donald Trump told him, no, it's not everybody that I do deal with.
I think that interview was an embarrassment to the whole of Africa because a lot of people, it didn't go down with a lot of people. The approach, the conversations, the angle which the attacks came from that left the president, I think some of those conversations left him shocked because he wasn't expecting some of those responses. He did not know
that Donald Trump has all those information.
Yeah.
So when he now said, let us watch this video, the guy panicked.
It was obvious, but really, let's dwell on this issue now. Are you saying that President Tinubu is not going to sack any of his ministers because he will not do that, or because they have been fair enough in their offices?
One, they have not performed. But
you didn't talk about health. You didn't give any analysis.
I'm coming to health. I'm coming to health. Or you are fortunate being in the south. If you go to the north and see the mortality rate, understand me? Because there, it doesn't cost more than 1,500 to bury somebody. Understand? They will just say, under give.
Allah has given and Allah has taken.
Allah has taken. Understand? If you see, I went to one local government in Adamawa State with more than 500,000 people. They don't have up to 23 midwives.
With over 500,000 people.
More than
500,000 people.
They don't have up to 23 midwives.
So how many doctors do they now have?
Understand me? In Adamawa State, if you see the mortality rate, so you are fortunate that you are in here in the south.
But Mr.
And if you Google, you will see child mortality rate in Nigeria is one of the worst in the world.
Exactly. I wanted to talk about that. But don't you think that there is a place of state government collaborating with this ministry for effective access or benefits for their own citizens? Is it solely the responsibility of the federal government?
No. We have primary health care,
right,
which is strictly under the local government. Understand? So, but there should be collaboration between the federal, state, and the local government, because these figures now that Nigeria is has one of the highest mortality rates. They're not talking about any local government.
Right.
What they will ask, who is the minister of health in that country?
True.
Understand me? So that's on this for me. I laughed when one international body gave a party award. Understand?
Why did you laugh?
Because the mortality rate of people are collapsing on the road in their offices and dying. Medicine is not affordable in the country.
Do you think that the people are not speaking up enough? Do you think that the people are not demanding for the right things? In a nation like ours where a lot of investment goes into pilgrimage, talk about whether Hajj or Jerusalem, I'm not specific. I'm not specifying on any religion.
Which is a private business.
It is a private business, but we've seen a lot of state governments invest heavily in pilgrimage. So are the people not making the right demands, or the conversations are not just getting to the right authorities?
That's even why I was happy when the United States got this aids to several countries, including Africa. And Donald Trump said, I want to see Africa as a trading partner, understand? Not as an AIDS receiver.
Not an orphanage.
Understand me? So for me, I'm not seeing Tinubu sacking anybody. And if you remember the famous media press conference where that had Modube Ogu, Ruben Abati.
Yeah.
When Tinubu said, mention any of my ministers that is not doing well, they couldn't mention anybody.
So that's what I'm saying, that
so
we're
it
not
was
speaking
a market endorsement.
Exactly. But we need to go, Mr. Anosike. In 30 seconds, I want to get your thoughts on how the ministers have been able to address or manage the situation well enough to even earn them awards, both locally and internationally. There's none of these ministers that I mentioned that has not been receiving awards. And I also want you to talk about the potential solutions to these challenges and how can ministers work for the betterment of Nigerians, not just for the optics.
Well, for me, I have watched how in the United States, they call their ministers secretary. And as you are going to the Senate for screening, they already know where you will be fitting.
Okay.
So they will grade you based on that. But here, our screening in Senate is a jamboree. Sing national anthem, 2 times 2. They'll say you bow and go. So that's where this problem begins. Because our ministers are not tested based on their own area where they are going to be.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Anosike. We are pressed for time. Thank you so much for joining us today on People's Voice. We've had a thought-provoking discussion on the insecurity situation in Nigeria, Peter Obi, Labour Party's ambition, and the ministerial scorecard. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and let us continue to amplify the voices of Nigerian citizens. I am Adefunke Jaisime, and I strongly believe in this project, Nigeria. Nigeria will be great again. Good afternoon.